Most people think that survival means escaping the city, getting out and heading to the woods. But if we actually step out of that fantasy and look at reality and look at historical context, when cities collapse, most people don't escape. They endure. And the people who do survive, they're not the loudest, they're not the strongest. They're the ones who understand what's happening and just accept it faster than everyone else. If you study real urban survival, not theory, not fantasy, there's one name that keeps coming up: Selco Begovic. He survived 1 year under siege in Sarajevo back in the 90s. And if you know anything about the Siege of Sarajevo, you know that it's a case study in urban survival. Years without all the modern amenities that we take for granted: power, clean water, food, security. Now, what makes him important isn't the fact that he tells dramatic stories. It's that what he describes matches what civilians report in every modern city under siege. Sarajevo, Aleppo, Gaza, Ukraine. Different time periods, different cultures, different wars. So here's the question. If these places had nothing in common, then why do these same survival patterns keep showing up? Why does money collapse first? Why does trust become temporary? And why does visibility become dangerous? Selco said something very simple but profound. Money meant nothing. A lighter could literally save your life. He talked about trust being temporary and about neighbors helping each other out one day and becoming a threat the next. And here's another line that stuck with me. If you showed strength, you became a target. But if you showed weakness, you became prey. That's not pessimism. That is real-world observation and reality. In Aleppo, Syria, civilians said the most dangerous thing wasn't the bombs freaking dropping out of the sky. It was the fact that you would wake up one morning and you wouldn't know who was actually controlling the streets. It might be the good guys, it might be the bad guys, and it might be the okay guys. In Ukraine, during rolling blackouts, civilians said, "We stopped planning weeks ahead. We simply planned for tonight." And in Haiti, after the earthquake, civilians said this, and it's kind of scary: when help arrived, that meant danger arrived as well. Different wars, same reality, because humans don't change. Collapse doesn't look like Mad Max. It looks like systems failing unevenly. Power in one neighborhood, darkness in the next. Police that exist on paper, but don't respond. Rules that exist, but are not enforced. And here's the thing that hits me hard when I studied all of these different situations. The biggest issue early on wasn't threats of violence. It was expectations. Expectations that you can go to the store and get food. Expectations that you can go to the pharmacy and get that prescription that keeps your ass alive. Expectations that the power is going to stay on, that law enforcement's going to respond. And once those expectations start to collapse, that's where things really go south. The problems don't start on day 1 or day 2. That's not the most dangerous time. It's a weekend or 2 weeks in when people start to realize that nobody is coming to save them, okay? That's when morality starts to get a little shifty, a little shaky. That's when violence starts, because let's be honest, most people are not inherently violent, evil, crazy people, okay? It starts with hungry fathers, scared neighbors, and no authority. And listen, bro, I'm sorry, but I got to do what I got to do to feed my family. And so this is that point in time where most people have a total breakdown, right? They can't accept reality and they talk about how things should be. But there's another option. Why don't you just enjoy the decline? Not because collapse is good, but because acceptance removes that shock factor and it places you firmly in reality, and then you can actually start making moves, start taking action, because you're no longer emotionally attached to these failing systems you've relied on your entire life. And you just simply adapt faster or die. Here's something that is honestly uncomfortable to consider, but let's go ahead and do it, right? Because comfort is basically a slow death, okay? So if you're emotionally resisting what's happening, whether you're living in the glorious first world nation called the USA and you see this slow decline, or you are literally in the collapse, you preparing to survive or just preparing to die, preparing to be horribly disappointed, right? Just like with other things in life, acceptance is everything. So here's the thing. Nobody actually survives alone, but the problem is that big groups attract attention. Now, as I looked in historical context across all these different sieges, different cultures, different time periods, all that good stuff, there was a common factor. Survivors operated in the middle. Small networks, temporary alliances, And your beliefs, Christian, pagan, atheist, whatever that, or racial context, it really didn't matter. But your usefulness absolutely did. Oh, and real quick, a side note, right? And this matters too. If there's one modern asset that could have completely changed outcomes in every city that we just talked about, it would have to be a drone. Even a cheap one like this, because situational awareness beats firepower. Information beats equipment, and knowing what's happening 2 blocks away is worth more than the best bug out bag, the best knife, or the best kit that you could possibly own. So here's the thing. It doesn't matter whether it's Sarajevo, Gaza, Aleppo, Haiti, any sort of modern collapse situation, the same rules apply. Number one, people are going to be a freaking threat, no matter what. And the people that you trust could be the people who are out to kill you. Supplies attract attention. Silence beats strength. Usefulness beats force. And adaptability beats your best plan every single freaking day. Urban survival, it's not exciting. It's uncomfortable. It's brutal, and it's mentally freaking taxing. If you can't accept the decline, you're going to fight reality until it kills you. The people who make it and survive are not the people waiting for help, who aren't waiting for things to change. The people who make it through and survive don't wait for things to improve. They adapt and take action. If this challenged how you think about survival, then share it with a friend who thinks the only thing they have to do is grab their bug out bag and go run in the woods and hide out. And if this made you uncomfortable, good.